He's not talking about Ukraine during this.
Pulled out of international agreements,
Talking about the
such as
US.
the one on medium-range weapons, and those were the systems that guaranteed peace in the world. Why are they doing this? No, they don't do anything without having a secret agenda. In December, we'd sent NATO and the United States some proposals for peace agreements. And we had included the vital points for us. Well, what we got as an answer directly was just no, categorically no.
No, we will not.
So he's
work
saying they
with
don't
you.
want peace.
No, well, that's
what
what
he's saying.
That's what he's saying. I mean, I'm not going to believe him over our government. I just wouldn't do that. But you know, I will say a lot of people are making a lot of money out of this.
Here's the thing. I'll say he's probably telling the truth to a certain point. Like he's saying, well, they turned it down categorically. We made an offer for peace. We don't know what the terms of that offer of peace were. You know what I'm saying? Like they were probably something that was just like untangible or
like
ridiculous.
Really, it was probably one of those
like hold
really,
on, like
dude?
we can't do that. Like that's
come on, dog.
Yeah.
Like nah.
Like,
I want 50,000 hot tubs.
No. He's like,
and 75,000 tracksuits.
If you just give us your land and everybody become Russian.
Well, another thing he said here,
Okay,
I have some of the transcript. He said Russian President Vladimir Putin said pedophilia has become the norm in the West. Look at what they do to their own people. The destruction of families, of cultural and national identities, and the perversion that is child abuse all the way up to pedophilia are advertised as the norm, and priests are forced to bless same-sex marriages.
He said that in that same interview?
That same address.
Geographically, everywhere in the world is west of them. So,
yeah, so you got issues with everybody.
Yeah,
I mean, come on now.
I can't say that he's pointing out the United States, even though he is talking about us in the same, but
directly and indirectly.
But here's the thing.
I think he means the U.S.
What he said about the U.S. as far as bases all over the world, he's not lying. We have bases everywhere, and I think, like I believe I said this in our last podcast. If another country wants to make a diplomatic agreement with a different country to, share, some land and have a base there and kind of learn each other's cultures or whatever it is we do in other countries, as long as it's all peaceful and like supposedly we are, I don't see why we have a problem with it or why anybody should.
I don't have
a
problem with it.
Have a problem with what?
Jesus Christ.
Having a base there?
No more bongs for TK.
I don't have a problem with it.
Having a problem with
what? With other countries having bases in either neighboring countries or wherever the hell they want, as long as it's a peaceful thing that they're doing.
How can a base be peaceful, though?
Okay,
it's
so then what
base.
you're saying, when America goes in other countries and set up shop, we're there to freaking start shit?
Well, I would think so.
I mean, they're
we're everywhere.
It's the military. That's what it's for.
But we have military like all over Europe. Like in Germany,
everywhere.
We do have the biggest
Italy.
defense budget of any country.
And especially in Germany.
Yeah. I guess that's true. There are a lot of places where the military station where they're on support missions and they're just helping out. Sure.
Yeah, and they're friendly with the country.
Sure.
Like, if another country does that, then I don't see an issue with that.
So would we care if they were, let's say, close in Cuba or South
Not
America?
at all.
So why would they tripping about the Cuban Missile Crisis? Because there were missiles there.
Trying to put nukes over there. That's why. And we would
because
as long as they were just there with no nukes, it's cool.
This was 50 years ago. Oh, probably longer than that now. But if you think
Kennedy
about it,
was president.
in Cuba at that time, Kennedy was president. But who was in charge of Cuba? Like he obviously,
Castro.
like he, not to say he had a very strong opinion of how Cuba should be, and they weren't in good relations with America. So like, for them to put things there, I can understand why Kennedy would freak the hell out. But, I mean, I don't think anybody's setting up a nuclear missile base, in Canada or anything like that. I'm talking just regular American bases don't have nuclear weapons at all.
Sure don't.
It's just a regular base. You fly your damn airplanes.
So you're saying
Air Force or
you're saying that
fire department and
America
shit like that.
having bases all over the world is good. It's cool.
I don't see a problem with it as long as it's not fucking up their shit or they're fucking with our shit. Like,
so Putin should just shut up about that then.
No, I think people, if there's a diplomatic way that people can learn each other's culture by doing things like that or other things, I don't see a problem with it personally.
What about the other stuff?
Like what?
All the other stuff he said.
I think Vladdy Daddy needs to chill out.
He has an opinion, but he has an opinion, and they have a certain ideal of life.
He thinks he's looking down on us. He thinks we're like, well, I don't think we're that's the right. I don't think that's. I don't think that. I think that's a warped view of Christianity, and I think he's looking down on us because we are diverse, because we accept different opinions, not just a diversity of how you look, but diversity of opinion, sexuality.
Right.
I think that's our strength. He thinks it's our weakness.
Of course he does.
I think he's wrong.
Right. And that comes from his very strong religious beliefs.